Good morning. It's Thursday, November the 20th. I'm Will Puckett. Thanks for joining us for Catch Up Quick. It's our daily fastcast that airs at 10:30 in the morning, Monday through Friday. We begin with a middle school student accused of assaulting her classmate set to appear in juvenile court today. Morgan County deputies say an 11-year-old girl at Wartburg Central Middle School assaulted a classmate Tuesday. The victim was seriously hurt and taken to a local hospital, however, is expected to be okay. Officials do say this was, an isolated incident. District Attorney Russell Johnson says the suspect was charged with aggravated assault. They're being held in custody until Tuesday's hearing. Now, right now, public libraries in Tennessee are being asked to review their children's books or risk losing funding. Secretary of State Trey Hargett sending a letter to libraries explaining that because they receive state and federal money, they have to comply with the law and the president's executive order that defines what is inappropriate. Now, Secretary Hargett says the goal is to support local control, not to limit it. Libraries have until January the 19th to send in a list of flagged children's books to the state and how they address them. We have the state's letter to the libraries right now for you inside your WVLT News app. Well, yesterday we told you that Dolly Parton was being inducted into the International Theme Park Hall of Fame. However, she wasn't at the ceremony. This morning we're learning why she wasn't there. She posted this video to Instagram apologizing for not being able to make it, explaining that she's been dealing with a new health challenge and that her doctors simply told her to take it easy. She didn't go into detail on what her health problem is, but she did thank her partners for believing in every dream she's ever had for Dollywood. Well, a cycle of addiction, and one that can be hard but not impossible to break.
When a mom comes to us and she has lived in a home, she's been raised in a home where there was trauma constantly in her life, and every single one of the moms in our program has had that kind of trauma to one degree or another.
Now tonight on WVLT News at 6 o'clock, one mother's journey and how East Tennesseans are supporting women looking to make a change. The number of botulism cases that are linked to recalled By Heart baby formula has gone up. The CDC saying that 8 new illnesses have been reported, a total now of 31 infants who have been hospitalized with botulism. Currently, there have not been any cases in Tennessee, but there is one in Kentucky and 2 in North Carolina. The FDA saying that the formula is still on some store shelves in multiple states. Parents should stop using any By Heart whole nutrition infant formula immediately. Well, the state of Tennessee now part of a settlement with a major rental company. They're accused of anti-competitive practices, which could cause higher rent for a lot of people. Greystar manages more than 6,000 properties in the state, including a few here in East Tennessee. Greystar sharing supply and pricing data with their competitors through a RealPage software. Tennessee's Attorney General Jonathan Skermetti saying it caused rent price hikes that did not align with the market and reduced competition. This is all part of a larger legal battle underway against RealPage. Well, the Tennessee Air National Guard is celebrating a major milestone in East Tennessee. The 134th Air Refueling Wing will get an upgrade. The KC-46A Pegasus, its home, will now be the McGee-Tyson Air National Guard base. The Pegasus will create new opportunities and ensure that Tennessee will serve our country for years to come. It'll replace the wing's legacy KC-135 Stratotankers that some stretch to nearly 60 years old. The transition will take place over the next several years. Well, Thanksgiving is one of the busiest times of the year for travel. McGee-Tyson getting ready for it. The airport saying 3.3 million travelers in 2024, and the number is only expected to increase as more flights are added. The airport says they have increased staff to help be prepared for next week, but you should still expect a wait.
We encourage you to pack your patience because there will be lines at all the ticket counters, at the checkpoint, and in the connecting cities that you're trying to travel through. So just make sure that you're prepared to have a comfortable day at the airport and to give yourself plenty of time.
Now, something a lot of you have been asking about, the airport saying they hope to open one of the escalators that's been under repair. A lot of folks saying about time. That's supposed to be done by next Tuesday.
Your First Alert forecast with meteorologist Kyle Granger. And still tracking 2 and 3 hour delays at the airport this morning thanks to the dense fog that's across the area. Those flights being delayed arriving and also leaving. You can see downtown Knoxville. When I came in and started the 9 o'clock show, couldn't even see the sun sphere off in the distance. So still some patches of fog, but at least we've made some improvements right in the heart of the valley from Knoxville over to Clinton, Anderson County, up Interstate 75, over to Union and Granger County as well. But 10 miles range out in Sevierville. We've got about another 45 minutes or so before all of this should start to clear on out of here. We're at 56 right now in Knoxville, to 55 in Pigeon Forge, 57 Morristown, 58 Kingston and Crossville. There's the rain from Memphis on to the western part of Tennessee, which will move to the east and get close to us around 4 o'clock here this afternoon. So here's your first alert forecast as we move through the rest of the day. We go from the clouds and fog now. Cloudy through the middle part of the day. We add in 20, 40 to 60% coverage by 6 with some rain and storms, and staying with us right on through that 11 o'clock hour as well. So here's the rain and storms at 4. Some of you out and about, maybe getting out of school. You're running out trying to do maybe some football practices for those who are still in the playoffs. Downpours, Wartburg over to Crossville, Knoxville, off to the east. Sevier County, Jeff County, it's coming to you next by 6:30 at night, and some heavy downpours as well. And staying with us overnight into the evening hours, we wake up on Friday morning, but a lot of clouds. It's still pretty moist out there once again for the start of Friday. And here comes the rain and storms, yes, for your Friday afternoon and evening, those of you still out and about. How much rainfall are we talking about? Well, this solution shows you right through tomorrow morning. If you're along the Tennessee-Kentucky line, that's where we'll have some of the heaviest of the rainfall, like Oneida getting close to an inch, La Follette maybe closer to that ½ an inch, but some places like Sevierville to Madisonville, maybe 1/10 of an inch. That's because we only get just the outskirts of some of these downpours that are with us. So 58 overnight tonight with batches of rain continuing. Then for your Friday, we'll have the clouds in the morning once again, just like today, and the showers arrive as we go into the evening hours. We're at 68. If you're headed down to Florida, your I'm All Vol forecast presented by Food City shows us a warm start, mostly clear skies in Gainesville, and the wind should not be a factor as well. Out of the west at 5 to 10 miles per hour, then post-game activities at 65. The extended forecast back here at home, rain overnight Friday into the early part of Saturday, close to 70 on Saturday for afternoon highs. And then look at this, sunshine trying to return back on your Sunday at 64. That's where we hang out for afternoon highs the rest of most of next week as we start Monday and Tuesday with a few batches of rain that move through. But it should be dry by Thanksgiving, but the next front definitely cools us down once again back into the mid-50s for afternoon highs.
Going to be spoiled by those 70s. Kyle, appreciate it. WVLT is always proud to be your official station of the Vols, and Tennessee pitching coach Frank Anderson could be on his way out west. Anderson expected to join Tony Vitello out in San Francisco. Eric Kane with our partners over at VolQuest.com confirming that Anderson is expected to sign with the Giants. Don't know exactly what his role with the team will be, but he's been with the Vols since 2017. We're also learning that his replacement most likely will be veteran coach Josh Reynolds. He's expected to take over Anderson's role as Vols pitching coach. Reynolds serving as the pitching coach at Cincy, Northwestern, Kansas State, and the University of Evansville before joining the Vols last season. Well, basketball season also in full swing right now, and a quick turnaround for the men's team this week. They're back at it again tonight hosting Tennessee State. The Vols, of course, coming off that big 25-point win over Rice on Monday. It's the final tune-up game before what's probably going to be a brutal stretch of games that includes taking on #1 Houston. Tip-off tonight against Tennessee State, 7 o'clock. We're also learning more about Tennessee forward J.P. Estrella's injury after he suffered it in the first half against Rice. That leg injury not expected right now to end his season. A source telling our friends at VolQuest that the injury is what's called a bone bruise. No word on when he's going to return to action on the Summit floor. All right, men, not the only ones in action tonight, as the Lady Vols are also taking on an in-state team. They're heading down to Murfreesboro to battle MTSU. Tennessee has an all-time 23-1 record over the Blue Raiders. Tip-off in that matchup 7:30 tonight. That's Eastern time. Now another battle going on, and this one's important too. The Orange and Blue Blood Drive Medic taking on Kentucky Blood Center to see who can get the most donations. Look, UT got off to a rough start. They were down 10. Now we're up 10. You have until tomorrow to pad that lead against Kentucky. You can get tickets to Fantasy of Trees, also some coupons, say Texas Roadhouse, and a couple of other restaurants along with them. Well, the city of Maryville is getting about $1,000 to bring free outdoor concerts to the area. It's all thanks to a grant from the Levitt Foundation. Their annual music series transforms spaces into concert venues where artists from all over the country come to perform. Maryville leaders say they'll present free concerts at the Charles West Amphitheater at Jack Green Park over the next 3 years. A schedule and performing artists set to be released come 2026. Well, we're officially 1 week from Thanksgiving. This time next week, y'all are going to be putting on your stretchy pants and getting ready to eat a little bit of grub, you know? Well, the groups across East Tennessee are making sure that everyone gets in on that food. Today, First Baptist Church in Lenoir City is hosting a drive-through food giveaway. You can go and get what you need. First Baptist is on Simpson Road. That's behind Home Depot. Go to the back. They'll get you in line. Giveaway goes from 4 to 6 in the evening. And Second Harvest is also bringing their mobile pantry to Claiborne County next Wednesday. That starts at 11 o'clock at Cumberland Gap High School. Yesterday, Second Harvest hosted its Thanksgiving food giveaway at Redemption Church in Knoxville. Neighbors were able to pick up about 100 pounds worth of food, including turkey, canned goods, and produce. Michael Toronto with Second Harvest says it's been a stressful past couple of months.
In a typical month, we'll spend about $830,000 on food to keep our shelves stocked. These have not been typical times. We've dipped into our inventory. We've placed extra orders to get and to meet the demand. Those orders are still coming in, but we're positioned and committed to make sure we help our neighbors.
Second Harvest says people were lining up as early as 1 o'clock yesterday morning. Well, during the holiday season, some folks may not be able to meet their basic needs, and that can be even more difficult if they have pets, but you have a chance to help them out. Knox Paws has officially started its annual holiday donation drive. They're asking for dog and cat food, both wet or dry. You can also donate money. Donations can be dropped off at a few different locations across Knox County. You can find those right now inside your WVLT News app. That drive goes through New Year's Eve.
We the People, celebrating 250 years of America, sponsored by Garza Law Firm.
Well, on this date in 1968, the Farmington mine disaster happened in Marion County, West Virginia. 78 miners died in an explosion there. That disaster eventually leading to the passage of the Coal Mine Health, Safety, and Health Act that changed the rules and regulations for the coal industry. All right, that's going to do it for us today. Remember, you can stay up to date all the time inside WVLT News app and on your desktop at WVLT.tv. Also, all of our social media and streaming pages.